Sup nerds? My name's Nket, or Jeff. I do tabletop RPG videos and 3D virtual tabletop reviews, as well as some survival game stuff, and I'm putting out a book in about a month called The Empire of Arden. It's a low fantasy steampunk setting built for 5e. It's gonna be $0, available in my Discord or on my Ko-fi account, which are both linked below. TaleSpire? More like nobody knows what the fuck is going on, Spire. There have been a few comments on my videos that are either based on old information or people just kind of assuming one thing or another. Those are both totally normal things to do, and much more understandable, relatable, and human than anything said on Reddit in the last decade. Let's talk about some TaleSpire stuff that you might not have heard about yet. The progress on Fog of War, the custom mini creator, as well as Symbiotes, and the Slab Browser. Symbiotes and the Slab Symbiotes and the Slab Browser. Blech. By the way, this is Frank, and I'm obsessed, so you get Frank during the transitions. Frank. Fog of War. A lot of people say they wish TaleSpire had Fog of War. It kinda does. They've been working on a Fog of War for a couple years now. It is still in the planned section of TaleSpire's roadmap rather than in the in-progress one. I reached out to the devs to ask about it. Bouncy Rock is a pretty small team. There's only a handful of people there, and I think TaleSpire's success kind of has people forgetting that it's basically just a handful of nerds working on this project, and there are a billion features in the chamber, so figuring out how they want to prioritize one thing or another is just a part of the challenge that they're working with to find out how best to spend their time. There hasn't been much progress made on the Fog of War in the last couple years, but you can play with it in the game to see where it's at right now and just know that it is coming. In the same vein, the character creator or the custom minis has been moved from planned to in progress. Hero Forge sells digital minis that you can use in various 3D virtual tabletops, and TaleSpire is one of them, but having a custom mini creator in the program itself is going to be great. There are a lot of these custom mini makers for digital models or 3D printing, and they're all generally similar in their mechanics, so I imagine Bouncy Rocks is going to be along the same build a barbarian kind of style. Frank! Look at Frank. So, let's get to the things that have been implemented recently. The Slab Browser. But Nket, I have no time to make my own maps. That's fine. Nobody has all of the hours to sink into this stuff, but luckily, you have a couple options here. You have Tavern. That is a third-party website with a direct copy-paste to take boards from, so you can look at stuff that you need and basically every module is there. But did you know that you can actually just find pieces for your board in TaleSpire itself? Check it out. Boom. It's a demon office. What's it for? I don't know, but it looks cool. But Nket, I don't have need of a demon office in my campaign, you say, blissfully unaware of the f***ing point. What does your map need? Could it be any of these? I'm gonna come back to this in a second, my sweet, sweet meadowlarks. Hold that thought. Frank. Symbiote. So, there are mods. I've talked about it before. All sorts of mods for all sorts of things. You can even get Lilu from the Fifth Element, or like, Stargates. The robust modding community is part of what makes TaleSpire great. Just like all of the modules you can add to Foundry are what make that a great program to use, the modding community in TaleSpire is just as active. But now, with Symbiotes, lots of mods are integrated into the game itself, and you can turn them on and off with the click of a finger right here on this thing. Some of them are pretty specific to different game formats, like Warhammer dice rolling, 5th edition, or Pathfinder character sheets, but some of them are cool quality of life stuff like this DM screen designed to help you do all your planning in program so you can avoid having all those browser tabs open, or at least to take the place of some of them. The character sheets are clickable. Just update your sheet when you level up, and then click and roll. If updating your character sheet manually is too much for you, then remember that most players in the world do this on pencil and paper, and maybe simple 2-digit math shouldn't be a point of contention. Contextually, I'm not talking about people who for one reason or another can't do this. I mean people like my friend Phil, who thinks anything other than breathing and eating, quote, I don't know man, sounds like a lot of work. Then you have this ttrpg helper, which I don't know what it does, but it smells like vodka and I think it wants to hurt me. You've got in-game browsers, D&D Beyond, Foundry, and Roll20 roll logs. And then there's this French thing, chaque action se calcule en associant de caractères et on fait une moyenne. Something, carrots and mayonnaise, finally together. So, getting back to the family members who just don't have time to put together their own boards, or are looking to learn tricks, there are two symbiotes I want to focus on here. First off is the Tavern integration, which gives you more convenient access to the quick copy boards from within the program of TaleSpire. You could use the website, but there is definitely something to be said about being able to browse it right here and just seamlessly add and remove things without having to tab back and forth. And the second one is right here, terrain generation. This auto-generates blocks of terrain that you can then paste onto the board. Bam! See, it's just terrain. It's easy. You can adjust the settings on what it will generate here. So let's go with the default for now and see how this looks on this one with some mountains and some water. I'm going to clear the top off of this mountain and then go to the Slab Browser and find a couple buildings. We're going to put them up top, clean it up a bit, and you could combo this however you want with whatever terrain you need generated for your session. You're going to be able to find it here and to be able to mix and match and fit your board together however you need it in just a couple minutes. Now, if you need something specific and you've procrastinated doing session prep until the last minute and now your party members are already waiting in Discord and you're telling them, oh, just a second, my pizza's in the oven, while you frantically go over whatever notes you've managed to take while writing vampire trap ? And slamming a random dungeon together that you know will probably keep you in the clear for at least 1 week without your players knowing the difference. Hey, how is there a vampire here and nobody knew? They ask. Magic, you respond. Magic. You're safe here. It's okay. This is a safe place. So, Fog of War is in the mix. Character Creator and custom minis are coming soon, and we already have auto-generating terrain and a wide variety of copy-paste selections for people who don't have time to put their own board together, as well as a ton of quality-of-life symbiotes and mod integration that you can use just like you would with Foundry to implement the tools that you want. Join the Discord, sub to the channel, give me a hug. I'm lonely. Thank you, I love you, bye.